Greetings, fellow armchair Imagineers. Tiki here, and it's an exciting morning on the So You Want to Be an Imagineer channel. We've got an interview coming up with a certain someone that I'm not going to reveal quite yet, but suffice to say, it'll be amazing. Like everything's going well in terms of our episode recaps, in terms of our cartoon coverage, but today we are here for a special reason, a reason that many Disney fans are probably checked out for, that they just do not give a shit about this. But you know what? I'm a Disney fan. I give a shit about this. I'm actually really looking forward to this movie in spite of the diminishing returns of the Pirate Saga. I am pretty stoked to see this. There's several reasons why I'm excited for this movie. Number one, the director, I don't know the name of the director off the top of my head, but I know that he's done like very serious, very Tiki, I think is the name of the movie he directed. I'm terribly sorry, I don't have facts in front of me, but I've heard that that's much more kind of on the realistic, naturalistic side of I don't think it's a pirate movie, but it does take place on the high seas. You get the picture. I think it's an interesting, new, bold choice for the saga. And the other reason I'm really excited about this movie is because of Will Turner coming back. Because Will Turner, he wasn't, he's not like the most crazy, well-developed character in the world or anything, but he did have a nice little arc in the original trilogy where he went from kind of the the prim and proper British lad, the blacksmith, to by the end of the saga, he is fucking Davy Jones. Like, he is backstabbing people, and he literally turns into Davy Jones and gets command of the Flying Dutchman. I think that is something that they're going to explore in this new movie, and I'm really excited to see the ramifications of that. Really, really kind of stoked. Now, in terms of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, obviously there's a bit of a diminishing return. Curse of the Black Pearl, love it. Still, like, one of the best movies, like, one of my favorite Disney movies ever, probably. Just fantastic, like, old school Hollywood filmmaking right there. Great performances, great story. Dead Man's Chest, I actually really defend Dead Man's Chest. I think Dead Man's Chest is a good example of a modern-day blockbuster done right. There's a lot of cool practicality to Dead Man's Chest in spite of having more CG to it. There's a lot of really awesome set pieces. They have Cannibal Island. They have the Kraken. Davy Jones is a great villain. So Dead Man's Chest, I think, is actually a really, really, really damn good, solid movie and doesn't deserve the hate it gets. At World's End is a goddamn motherfucking train wreck. Shut up, birds. At World's End is a train wreck. At World's End, I don't know what they were thinking about that. The multiple Jack Sparrows. Let's have like 50 Jack Sparrows and a few with their shirts off to fucking placate the teenage girls in the audience. It's just, no, that movie was a mess. Total mess outside of like a few choice scenes, like the finale with the Maelstrom and stuff like that. But other than like a few choice scenes here and there, that movie was just nothing. And then Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides, just Blackbeard was an incredibly underwhelming villain. He didn't do jack shit in the whole movie. He didn't have any presence to him. The whole movie was basically like a fucking farce on an island. There was barely any like oceaning involved in that movie. There was barely any time spent on a pirate ship in that movie. It was just Jack Sparrow bumbling around an island for 2 hours. Not the best movie. Plus, The Fountain of Youth was fucking ridiculous for how complicated they made The Fountain of Youth. Just absolutely, like what were they thinking making The Fountain of Youth so complicated? What were they fucking thinking? So, suffice to say, I love the first two movies. I guess I will say I love Dead Man's Chest. Dead Man's Chest definitely holds a special place in my heart. When Barbossa walks down the stairs at the end of that movie, spoiler alert, I vividly remember being in the midnight screening for that movie and just the audience absolutely going nuts for Barbossa when he shows up at the end. Special place in my heart for the first two movies. Not so much for the second two movies, but I'm hoping that this one will redeem it. So I'm going to quit blabbing on and on and on. I'm actually going to make sure that my volume is turned up. Speakers as much as I can get it. Sorry, folks. Okay. And without further ado, let's do it. Let's watch this trailer. What I'm hoping for, a more serious tone. Definitely want to see some Will Turner in there. Curious if Will Turner's got like the barnacles and stuff on his face. Hoping to see Jack Sparrow in a new light in some capacity, you know, not just being the drunken idiot. I actually want to see some character development for Jack Sparrow. That'd be great. And like I said, just overall a darker tone is kind of what I'm looking for with this trailer. That's really what I'm crossing my fingers for. Other than that, I really don't have any expectations. I mean, maybe, you know, it'd be great if we got like some more action on the sea, you know, some more swashbuckling action, because that was severely missing in Pirates 4. But other than that, don't really have any expectations. I really want to see Will Turner, but that's about it. So with that in mind, let's go to the trailer and let's click play on it. Bruckheimer. Okay. Like the atmosphere so far. Oh, wow. That's actually really cool. Lots of ships. I love the music. This is actually really creepy. Oh my god. Oh my god, is that Turner? Is that Turner? Or is it Javier Bardem? I don't know. I know Javier Bardem's the villain. Yeah, who is that? Show wanted Jack Sparrow.
Only my name.
What? What the hell are those things? What? I'm not really crazy about the designs of the villains, I gotta say. Oh, I like that skull, though. That's a cool skull. 2017. Yeah, that's definitely more of a teaser. Yeah, definitely more of a teaser. All right, I guess what I'll do really quick is I'll go through and I'll kind of screen share some of it. Not bad. Not a bad trailer. I really like the beginning of it. I really like the dark atmosphere it builds up. I actually think it's a really fucking good choice to not have Jack Sparrow in the trailer. You know, you see the wanted poster of Jack Sparrow, but other than that, he's not in it. Like, that's actually a really fucking good choice. Like, bravo for Disney for doing that, for not just shoving Jack Sparrow down our throats right away in the marketing. I really, really like that decision. I'm just not crazy about the design of these bad guys, man. They just seem super generic to me. So let me go ahead and screen share the trailer, and I'll kind of show you what I'm talking about. Let's see, give me 1 second. There we go. Go ahead and full screen it. I mean, I really do love the first like 30 seconds or so of this trailer. It's incredibly dark and atmospheric. I love the towers and like the rocks and stuff like that. Very much seems like a new atmosphere for the movie. I think this is great. This ship going into this giant like crevice in the side of a mountain. That is cool. That is stuff that I want to see in a movie like this. I mean, look at that. Just that is a fucking cool shot, man. I don't care. I swear that is really cool. Interesting that the Navy or whatever, the British, like I don't even know the proper term for them anymore, but they seem like they're going to be involved. That is a fucking cool shot. I keep saying that, but I love these. I love the scale that we're getting in the trailer, both in terms of this atmosphere, the cave, and the scale of the ships. And then we have the attack. I mean, granted, I love this. I love how dark it is. I love how it almost kind of plays out like a horror movie. Then we get this guy, just kind of a very slow reveal. And at first, I got to admit, at first I thought this was Will Turner. This was like Will Turner and the Davy Jones crew. I have no idea who this guy is. Is this guy fucking Christian from the first movie, the guy who fell in love with the mermaid? I don't know. He just seems like a very generic, like Will Turner type, like young, strapping young lad. I have no idea what his thing is. I do love the build up to the villain, though. I love the build up to the reveal and the face and everything. I'm not a big fan of how he looks, but the reveal is great. And again, like I said, I just so fucking good on Disney's part. This is probably the best choice that Disney made in the whole trailer. Was we get a taste of Jack Sparrow. We see that Jack Sparrow is definitely still in the movie, still in the universe and everything, but we don't actually see Johnny Depp as Sparrow. That, like I said, just bravo, Disney. Well done for having the balls to do that, because that is exactly what we need from this franchise. We need Jack Sparrow to not be like the complete central vortex of the entire universe. It's I think it's great that we got a whole trailer without Sparrow. I mean, now I love this guy's voice. I'm not crazy about this guy's design. I don't know what to make of him. He just looks kind of like a generic zombie guy. I don't know. It's like he's got, let's see him like kind of more close up. I mean, what's up with his crew? His crew is like, I mean, to me, it just looks like a ripoff of the Davy Jones crew. It's like, it looks like they're kind of like crumbling. Like, this guy's got a hole in his face. That guy's got like half his face missing. I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm sure it'll be explained in the movie, but for right now, it just kind of looks like kind of a not as interesting takeoff of the Davy Jones crew. And then here, we see all the cracks in his face. I mean, that's cool. That's fine. I don't necessarily. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this. That blood or whatever it is coming out of his mouth. It's creepy. It's definitely creepy. I will say this, though. Goddamn Javier Bardem. I mean, if that's not reason alone to be excited about this, I don't know what is. Fucking Javier Bardem. I think he's going to make this movie. He might be. He has the potential to be the best villain in the Pirate Saga, to be better than Barbossa, to be better than Davy Jones. I'm not saying he's going to be. It all depends on the writing. It all depends, because that's what makes Davy Jones and Barbossa such good characters. The writing. That's what made Blackbeard absolutely fucking fall flat, was the writing. So it all just begins and ends with the writing. This guy, I don't know. The more I'm looking at him, the more I'm kind of staring at his face, I like the cracks in his face. I like the kind of zombie-esque look. I'm not a big fan of the crew. I'm not a big fan of the way the crew looks, just because I think the crew it's more just kind of like a generic, kind of knockoff of the Davy Jones crew, which I'm not. The Davy Jones crew was brilliant. I love how the Davy Jones crew was, they had all that coral and shit, and the barnacles on their faces and stuff like that. And the one guy was the hammerhead. I love how that looked. I'm just not a big fan of these guys. But Javier Bardem himself, I mean, I love the face. I love the cracks on the forehead look good. The hair's good. The costume's good. Like I said, it's all going to depend on the writing, because I honestly know nothing about this character. I really don't know, what kind of creature he's supposed to be. If he's supposed to be a zombie or what. I really don't know. So. But look at that, man. I mean, that is fucking dark. I mean, like he's got. I mean, that looks like something you would see in like Halloween Horror Nights at Universal or something like that. You know what I mean? He's just got like that like black blood just dripping out of his face, just staining his teeth. I do kind of love that. It looks like he's got like a big hole on the side of his. Like that's kind of what defines the crew, is these big holes on the side of their faces. No, I mean, I'm a little bit more down with this performance now that I'm kind of like looking at it up close. I mean, he does look like he's having a really good time with it. He looks like he's really chewing the scenery, as he should be. The look is creepy. Like I said, the one thing I'm kind of concerned about is the look of his crew, because it might be a little generic. And then finally, we get kind of this pull out of the cave into... Yeah, look at that. Look at that skull. That is a fucking cool skull. This, to me, just kind of tells me this film is definitely going to be... It's not going to be the Caribbean region, even though it's called Pirates of the Caribbean. I guess it's called Pirates of the Caribbean because Jack Sparrow and company are from the Caribbean, but they are definitely traveling outside the Caribbean in this movie. This looks like... I can't really... Like, I want to say maybe Spain? You know, like somewhere around there. It's definitely a different culture that they're exploring. But I seriously, I love that skull. That's a really, really good image for the movie. Damn. That just 2017. I just realized this, but they don't even give a title reveal. They don't even say Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales. It's literally just like the skull. Like, you know what you're talking about. It's not even like the classic skull and crossbones that are in the ride. It's this new skull, but we all know what the skull means. The skull is the trademark for Pirates of the Caribbean. So that is very cool. Let me stop the screen share. So yeah, overall, I'm not as hyped about this thing as I wanted to be. It's definitely more of a teaser trailer. It's very much a teaser trailer. I don't think we're going to get any Will Turner until like maybe the second or third trailer. I was probably, you know, jumping the gun a little to assume that there'd be Will Turner in this one to begin with. But just the two things in this trailer that really do give me hope. One, the dark tone and atmosphere. That, like, fuck yes, we need to get away from like the you know, the antics and the, you know, and the craziness. We need to get away from that. We need to have a darker Pirates movie. That's what I really want. And as far as the atmosphere was concerned, and as far as the tone was concerned, I definitely got that. I got like a darker atmosphere, a rich atmosphere. Like I said, I love the image of the ship going into that giant crevice in the mountain. Really good stuff there. And then number two, as I've said, not showing Jack Sparrow, only showing, you know, only hinting at Jack Sparrow, only being like, if you see Jack Sparrow, tell him that for me. You know, it's like not seeing Jack Sparrow is like the best thing they could have done to market this movie, because I think at this point, everyone has nostalgia for the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, especially the first one or two. But I think also at this point, people are just very, very burned out on the actual Jack Sparrow character. It's cool that he's in this. I'm down that he's in this, but he needs to actually have some character development this time instead of being the goddamn walking caricature of himself that he was in On Stranger Tides. Seriously, On Stranger Tides felt like a fucking like walk around Disneyland version of Jack Sparrow. There was like no dimension to that character. I mean, you know, Admiral's End was a fucking mess, but at least they tried to give Jack Sparrow some dimension in that one with him going crazy and everything. So yeah, you know, really like the dark atmosphere of this trailer. Really big fan of the fact that Jack Sparrow was not shown. I think that's the best thing Disney could have possibly done to market this thing. Have a little hint of Jack Sparrow without actually seeing him. That's really good. That's a really good call. Javier Bardem, I'm sure, is going to be a really good villain, just depending on the writing. Because like I said, it's like Blackbeard had all the potential in the world to be a good villain, but the writing fell flat on Blackbeard. So, But Javier Bardem, his presence, his look, I'm really liking it. The one thing I'm skeptical about is the look of his crew. I think his crew looks a little generic. His crew kind of looks like a knockoff of the Davy Jones crew a little bit. But that could all, I mean, I'm sure this is like not even finished effects or anything like that. That could all change once we see more of this. But really, this film is going to live and die on the writing. I mean, that's what it comes down to. I think that's why Curse of the Black Pearl was so successful, because it was really, at the end of the day, a very streamlined, like, get the treasure and return the treasure to this particular location type of a movie. Very streamlined. And whereas Dead Man's Chest, I like Dead Man's Chest, but it has a lot of moving parts to that story. And then once we get into like the Fountain of Youth and At World's End and stuff like that, the story just falls apart in those two movies. So really, it's going to be all dependent on the writing and how strong they can make the writing. That's really what this movie's going to be depending on. And I hope they can pull it out, because I am I have a ton of nostalgia back in the day for Pirates 1 and 2. I tell you, I might even have even more nostalgia for Pirates 2 than Pirates 1. Just because of the midnight screen and everything like that, and the excitement about Barbossa coming down the stairs. And so I'd love to see this franchise get back on track. But all right, I got to go, folks. So see you guys later. Like I said, good choice to not have Jack Sparrow. Good with the dark atmosphere. Kind of skeptical about some other stuff, but we'll see how it goes.